I'm Tyler Glick, and this is the Ignite Clarity Career Podcast. Each week, I sit down with regular people who have discovered promising careers, and together we learn exclusive stories about their journey and the details of their industry. This is Ignite Clarity. Hello, Caleb Glick is here. This is awesome. I'm trying to be real. This is my first time ever doing a podcast, and super excited to have on Caleb Glick. If our names look alike, that's because we're brothers.
We sound alike. It's because
Yeah,
we're brothers.
I don't know if he sounded alike though. I mean,
I
listening
don't
back,
know.
you sounded a lot deeper voiced than I did.
Mm,
So a lot different. But so I'm gonna call this the first episode of the Ignite Clarity Career Podcast. And really, this is kind of a little project, and maybe it can be a brothers podcast, like the Kelsey brothers. Me and
oh
News.
man, that's asking a lot.
I was asking. Oh, okay. So Caleb is a officer in the Metro Richmond area, and he's on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm in Southern California, so we're 3 hours time different. And I actually pulled him out of bed for this because he had forgotten that we were going to record this. So, brother, thank you for getting out of bed and doing this with me.
Anything for you.
Anything for me. Thank you. I'm super excited about this. And it's really, it came down to just an idea of talking about career progression and how you got where you are as a police officer. And also, my website, igniteclaritycc.com, where I talk about my story. But this podcast is meant to highlight other people and their jobs and how they got their start and all the steps that they took to get to where they are today. So that's why Caleb's here. He's going to be talking about education, his passions. He's going to be talking about, I'll kind of let Caleb get started with some of the questions.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Hit me with it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and get started with where, you grew up, and then where you went to school, college, where you went to college.
Yeah. Well, so we grew up mostly together in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, till you moved out. And I went to college at Liberty University in Lynchburg.
Okay.
Did all 4 years there. Began my studies there, focusing on the accounting path.
So what was the degree in? Like, it was, you were trying to get your bachelor's in accounting? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. First 3 years was all focused on achieving that accounting degree, and then my fourth year was when I decided to change after I did a little internship that I despised. This was like right around COVID time when COVID started. It was like 2020.
What was the internship in? What company was it with? If you can remember, because obviously you don't work there now. And nothing negative against them. It just wasn't for you. But do you remember who it was and what it was?
Yeah, yeah. It was like an insurance company, Genworth Financial. Um, they did a whole bunch of different stuff. I got the internship. It was a long like application process, like
Hmm.
interviews over the phone and whatnot.
How many interviews?
I think it was like maybe two over the phone. It was one of those things where it's like it gives you a question and you have to record yourself answering that question.
Okay,
That was like the very first thing.
right.
And
And
then we did like an in-person interview.
was the internship paid or unpaid?
It was paid, and at the time it was very well paid.
Can you
It was
tell us
like
how much it was? 20 bucks? 20
it
bucks
was
an hour?
19 bucks an hour, which at the time, 2020 was pretty good.
I mean, yeah, not bad for an internship that you would hope to turn into a career. I mean, that's
Right. Actually, that was earlier than that. I think that was like 2019, maybe.
what I remember telling you. Well, and we can get more into that, but I remember telling you just finish it. At least get through it. So
Yeah.
what was the biggest problem with that internship?
So, like I said, it was like right around COVID time, so the internship went fully virtual.
Okay.
and it wasn't in person. And being in college for 2 or 3 years, it's like the work environment is completely different than the college environment, and the online internship just wasn't doing it. I would like get up, go do my online stuff, have a meeting, not really sure what to do. I was like watching a whole bunch of videos on Excel and different Microsoft
Okay.
like programs and whatnot, and I was like, man, this is not for me. I don't want to be sitting inside all day long.
Yeah.
Uh, so I quit. I did the internship for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that was it? I feel like it was longer than that. 2 weeks?
It might have been 3 weeks, but it was pretty much 2 weeks,
Okay.
2 full weeks.
2 full weeks.
Um, yeah, yeah,
That reminds
two
me of
full weeks.
somebody I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I took that one out of your book, didn't I?
Yeah.
And then I joined a roofing company, and I did roofing for the summer. I did roofing every summer. So the 2 summers before that internship, I did roofing.
Okay.
Got the internship, wasn't going to do roofing that summer. Quit the internship and went back to roofing.
Okay. All right. And what drew you to roofing? Just being outside, working with your hands?
At the time, I mean, it was like the best paying job I could get. It was like $15 an hour. I liked the guys that I worked with. I got the job with Weaver, so it was with Weaver's Roofing.
All right. Yeah.
Super good company.
And that was in Lancaster
It was like just outside.
or Effort or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. And I love that story. I mean, you basically you found out you were in the wrong spot and you got out of there as soon as you could. Now, my question, going back to college, I mean, you were in accounting, but remind me, is the last year you went for what exactly?
So the last year, I had all the classes I needed for the accounting minor. So
You
I
did
think I had
FNIA.
like one more class. So I just took that class
Okay.
so that I could say I had the minor in accounting. But
Oh,
I
the minor.
changed to the project management. So it was like
Okay.
business
With the
project
thought
management,
process of what you were going to manage roofing projects or
just like construction management.
construction
Didn't matter,
management.
didn't
Yeah.
matter what it was. Just being out in the field, making sure projects run smooth. So that's what I changed to. That's what I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in.
Okay. So then, I mean, the next step is, I mean, you're a police officer now. You've been on the force for almost 3 years, right? I mean, in terms of like being hired by the county, you're 3 years in almost.
Yeah, so from my hired date, I'm almost got 3 years.
Okay. So when did you start looking for your career move? And I'll call this your career move because I anticipate you being a police officer for a while. And
Yeah.
this was kind of your leap into your big boy job. I mean, your life, your career job, your long term job. And so, when did you start thinking, "Hey, I need to start thinking long term"? And how'd you land on police officer?
Well, before I became a cop, I actually had two other jobs. It wasn't terrible, but I did not enjoy watching other people work, and that's the majority of what my job there was. I ended up getting up on the roofs with these guys and just helping them tear off shingles, do whatever they need, like just being an extra hand.
Oh yeah, you want to be hands on. You're bored.
Yeah, because I'm a hands-on person. I like to be doing things. So I also struggled with the move to Richmond because I didn't really know many people and I wasn't getting paid the most with that job.
Yeah.
So I did that for a few months. This whole time I am in a relationship with my now wife, and
Hmm.
Hannah lived in Richmond, so I was like
Got to
sick of
move to
not
Richmond.
being near her. So decide I'm gonna move back to Richmond. That's when I got connected with a guy who started a small general contracting company. So I started as a project manager
Okay.
with him and his little company. Um, Learned a lot. Also learned that it wasn't where I wanted to be long term.
Hmm.
So then as I'm, you know, thinking about other things, thinking about what I want in a job and in a career, and the things that fit me, and kind of talking with Hannah's dad. Actually, he was like, "Why don't you just try like police?" And while we are talking about that, he pulled up their website, found out that it was the last day to put in an application with them for the next academy.
Wow. Okay. So you
Uh,
applied on the very last day. All right.
I applied on the very last day.
Was it an
Uh,
impulsive almost to drop that application?
so yes and no. I think if I remember right, the idea of being a police officer had kind of been bouncing around my head for about a year. I've
Hmm.
had friends who are cops. I talked to them. I always have to, before being a cop, whenever I would see them on the street or like with a crash, I'd always be interested in what was going on.
A
And
lot of
so that,
a lot of people are, but
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
get what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah. So I was like, maybe I could do that. There had been talks here and there, and we finally were talking about it again. And it was the last day to apply for this academy. I sent in my application. I didn't hear anything back for like a while, like 2.5 months, I think
Wow.
it was.
Wow.
Finally heard back. They told me I was like going to the next phase.
Hmm.
From there, I kind of jumped into to the next stages.
All right. Cool. So I mean, just thinking of all those, I call them stepping stone jobs. The jobs that got you to where you are, and it's not like your stepping stone jobs really built you up. I mean, realistically, your degree prepared you to enter the workforce and take on challenges and responsibilities. But I like to note that, looking at my career and the jobs I've had, and I've come to know that a lot of the jobs I've had were stepping stone jobs because of how easy it was to leave them and jump into something new. And I feel like once you find your career, you're you're gonna second guess whether or not you can just bounce, just leave. And I think that's
Yeah,
really a notion that tells you, what, I think I found my niche. I found where I'm going to be long term, and I found my career. I found the industry I want to be in because it's so hard. It's going to be hard for me to leave it. I feel
right.
that way with my job, and I think you're kind of in that place now.
Yeah, so I actually have a hard time leaving any job. Um, the roofing job with Weavers, I had a hard time leaving because I felt like they treated me really well.
Hmm.
I enjoyed the people I worked with. It was a fun job. I felt like I was getting better and better at it every day. The job with Senvar with the other roofing company, I didn't have any problem leaving. Super easy, wasn't attached. I had a hard time leaving uh, the guy in Pennsylvania because I felt like he was taking the time to like teach me things,
Sure.
teach me how to estimate a roof, and I had a hard time leaving the project manager job in here in Richmond because I felt like he took a chance on me and I was not going to squander it. I wanted to
You
work
felt
hard
like
for him.
you had an obligation to these people because they treated you so well, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And it's kind of a give and a take. They treat me well, so I in turn want to treat them well, and it just keeps going back and forth. And
Yeah. I mean, I can say as a manager myself, I mean, I've given people opportunities and they've gone and done other things, but I've always encouraged them to go and do other things because it was what's best for them. I mean, I had a guy
right,
work for me for just about a year and another opportunity came up. I mean, he did well in what he did for that first period of time, and then something better came up and it was, you know what, go do it, dude. You have to go do that. And I think so your bosses, while they might be disappointed that you took off and went and did something else, I guarantee you they hold no hard feelings about it because of the good. You're my brother. I know your good nature and strong work ethic, and I'm sure they were glad to have you for any period of time that they did. So I get that.
yeah,
So talking about careers, we just want to briefly, I guess, touch on what the interview process is like for a police officer. I mean, I've been interested in it. I know I asked you many times questions about it, but I guess the first step is the interview process, and then two is the training that you got, how long that was, and what that looked like. So let's start with the interview process, and you don't have to get into crazy detail,
It,
but just describe very briefly the steps and then the challenges with that. Because my fascination was always the lie detector, right? That's always
yeah,
everyone's questions, and it's still interesting
yeah,
to me.
yeah. It's an intense process, honestly. So obviously you have like your written. It's like a I forget how many pages it was. There's a lot of pages. You had to like write out answers to things, fill out questions, all this stuff, send it in. They look at it, and then you go to the next phase.
And what are the questions like? Like, what would you do in this situation? Like, if someone approached you with a whatever.
Honestly, I can't even remember what they're like. It's just like a big packet, and you just got to fill it out. I think it's mostly just like, previous employers, references, like that kind of stuff. I think there were, I can't remember completely. I wish I could, but I can't. And then after that, you have like an initial meeting with the recruiting guys. You have to go through a physical fitness test,
Okay.
um, which, like, if you're even a little bit fit, like, it's not that hard to pass.
So I could pass it.
What's that?
I could pass it.
Yeah, you could pass it. Yeah,
All right.
easy. Yeah. Um, from there, I can't remember the exact order, but there's the polygraph test, and then there's like a board interview where you
Okay.
go into a room. It's a panel of four people
Is that
of
kind of like
different.
a kind of like the psyche eval, or like what part of that?
No, that's not the. It's not that. It's like it's a basic interview. Why do you want the job? What
Got
qualities
it.
do you have? How have you
Got it.
prepared for this job?
Standard questions before we even get to the nitty gritty stuff. Okay.
Right. But it's intimidating because you walk into a room of there were 4 or 5 people, all of different rank. They're all dressed up in their full Class A uniform, and it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
and then, like you said, you have the polygraph test, which is like super freaky because you're like you get hooked up to all this stuff, and they ask you a question, and in your head, you know the answer, and you answer it truthfully, but then you start thinking to yourself, like, is that the truth? And is is me second guess like is me like rethinking myself going to show up on the polygraph exam?
Sure.
And you start to panic a little bit, and
That's
it's
funny.
scary. But
Oh, that's funny.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I'm not. I think that was the majority of it.
You told me that one of the questions in the polygraph was like, "Have you ever broken any laws?" And you had to say yes to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
think.
for people listening to this, oh man, I got stories. Like they're not terrible stories, but I never got any tickets when I was a crazy driver. I think I did have a police officer show up at my house one time because someone like reported my license plate on the way home, driving him home from school, but never got any tickets or anything. It wasn't until I was in my 20s that I got a couple tickets. Um, but Mr. Caleb here, you got like three, right? One in a school zone doing like 70 and a 35, right?
I've gotten two tickets.
Okay,
Well,
you got the record
I've
straight.
gotten pulled over 2 times, and I've gotten a total of 3 tickets.
And lucky every single time.
The officers were very nice to
Yeah,
me.
very lenient. Yes.
As you're right. The first time it was about 70 and a 35
Hmm.
on a school road. I was a very dumb teenager.
As was I. We all are.
I really tried to play that one dumb too. Like I was going to Sheets after like some soccer thing, and I like pulled into a parking spot, acted like I was, like getting out of my car, and like I didn't know that the cop was behind me.
Wow.
And so
But even then, you knew how to play it.
they're like, stay in the car. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I'm like, I'll sit right here.
Jeez.
And yeah, so they ended up writing me for like 50 in a 35. which is only 15 over. I'm not sure what the laws in Pennsylvania are around like reckless driving by speed, but
Mhm.
in Virginia, it's 20 over is
20
considered
over.
reckless.
All right, that's good to know.
That
That's
really
good to
could
know.
have messed me up.
Yeah, that could have. Yeah.
17.
So if you're listening to this and you're young, I mean, uh, you never know where your life's going to take you, right? So even little things like 15, 20 over on the freeway. I mean, I got a ticket doing 78. I was cruising at 78 going through Reno Valley, and I thought I was chill. I was no problems. 78, that's California, casual. And nope, pulled me over. He said I was doing 80, and then I swore a little bit by accident because I was very angry. And he
Hmm.
said, "Well, we'll see you in court if you want." Okay, I took it. It ended up, yeah, yeah. And California
Should have
tickets are
gone to court.
insane. Yeah. And Caleb tells me that now that I should have gone to court, but man, what a hassle. Um, I didn't fight it. They actually ended up lowering the ticket from I think it was like 390. It came down to I think 250. Um,
Yikes.
yeah, which I'm not sure why exactly, but I know I didn't pay almost $400. So, all right,
Yeah.
cool, dude. I love it. So that's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of
So
your end. Yeah, go ahead.
the second part then is the academy.
The academy.
I think that's what you had asked about, along with
Yeah.
the interview process.
And they've made a dozen movies about the academy. So yeah, let's hear about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, every academy is different. Where I'm at, it is an 8-month academy. I I think they lengthened it actually. I think they added a little bit of time. Um, but it's Monday through Friday. You know, very very strict. Very like yes sir, yes ma'am.
Hmm.
Um, it's a military style
Okay,
academy
and they're not all
basically.
military style.
I think most are, but this one is. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. Got to PT a lot, and I felt like it really did a good job of preparing me for life as an officer and being
Mm.
out in patrol. And obviously, you never get as good of job experience as like when you're doing the job, but it laid a good foundation for everything that I needed.
Okay, so
And
I mean, I
so,
remember when you were going through it, and yeah, you'd call us and say, "I'm a little stressed out about this thing that's coming up. Pray for me." And so what were some of the things that you kind of worried about when you were going through? Because I know there's many, and over 8 months, there's many different parts that you're going into. You're like the psychology of people, the how to react in certain situations, actual like combat hand on hand, and obviously like gun training and all that stuff. What were some of your stressors as you went through that?
I mean, I don't know how much I'm really allowed to talk about, but there's like a 3-week period where you are going through like role playing scenarios where they get officers to like role play
Hmm.
different scenarios.
Okay.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And so you got to go in and basically like take control of the situation, handle it properly, um, you know, be aware of your surroundings, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it stressful for you because how you practice is how you perform. So they're trying to make it a stressful environment so that when we are out in the street
Hmm.
in stressful environments, we're not completely lost, frozen, don't know what to do, stuck, in a hard place. And um, so
Gotcha.
so that's the most stressful part. Um, really makes you question whether or not you can do the job. So it's as much of a mental battle as it is like a physical.
Okay. And not everyone makes it through, right? You were
Yeah.
how many cadets did you have?
I had a particularly small class. Um, they're anywhere typically between like I'll say like 8 to 20. Mine was less than 8.
Okay.
But we had a couple who didn't make it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was for, I remember, I mean, you didn't tell me any names or anything, but you just be like, a multitude of reasons. They just didn't fit the bill. They weren't keeping up with what they needed to know, or, right?
Yeah, the other one, I think we were all pretty surprised that he didn't make it. I think that we thought he was doing fine, but the instructors obviously have been in the job for a very long time and are able to spot things here and there that um, raise a red flag. And I guess they saw enough of those that they kind of decided it wasn't going to be the right fit
Okay.
for that person.
So right now, being 3 years into the job, what would you say is your favorite part of the job so far? And what do you enjoy? Like, what gets you out of bed every day? I mean, I know tomorrow is going to be a little harder because I yanked you out of bed for this, but what gets you up every morning? What part of the job?
Oh man, I mean, there's so much I like about the job, to be honest. I don't think there's a job that really fits me better. It's like so different every day. You know, some days you're slammed with calls all day. Some days you take a crazy call in the morning that lasts you all day. Some days you don't have a call and you just go out and run traffic or do something. You know, it's that combined with like good supervision, people who encourage you to try different things, but also know that it's a stressful job, and so every once in a while it's okay to, take a step back and just have a day that, if you're not feeling it that particular day, you can come to work, go to your calls, and go home. But that's as long, but you're still expected to do your job.
Sure.
Um, So, yeah, I mean, the schedule's amazing. We have a 4 on, 4 off schedule here, and so it's like that throughout the year, throughout the whole year. Every
Hmm.
year, I can see, if I'm going to be working Christmas in 3 years, as long as I stay on the same shift.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can kind of explain that a little bit. So Caleb originally started on day shift, and then about a year in, you were
Not
pretty
even a
much
year.
not even a year
It's
in,
like probably half a year on the
half a year
street.
on the street, on the beat, was sent to night shift. Well, we call it midnight shift, right? Midnight
Yeah,
to how long was that? 12
it
hours?
was it was 7:30 p.m. to 7 a.m.
7:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. And that was incredibly difficult. I
Yeah.
know, we talked a lot about that over the phone, and it was hard to get a hold of you. I mean, you'd be up late. Actually, you'd be up late our time because you're working all night. So it actually kind of worked out
Mm,
for us. But for family and home life, it was rough, right?
yeah, yeah. And yeah, it was rough. It had me questioning my decision on whether or not to stay or to go join the fire department. So,
That's funny.
thankfully, I was able to request to go back to days, and they granted that request. So I'm back on days now. It's awesome. Uh, but we also have two different platoons. So on my 4 days, I'm considered B platoon. The other 4 days, when I'm off, is A platoon working. So as long as I stay on B platoon, regardless of what shift I'm on, day shift, evening shift, or midnight shift, um, I'll still be on the same schedule,
Cool.
same days on, same days
Awesome. All right. Well, I don't have any other questions for you. I love you, and I appreciate you coming on here and being on calling it the first podcast for Ignite Clarity Career Coaching. And is there anything else you want to add to anybody who sees this? Don't really have a huge following. This is the first of many. I want to keep doing this with other professionals. Like, I do have some other people lined up that we're going to talk about in like food industry and entertainment, and some entrepreneurs as well. So, anything else you want to say?
on. Anywhere you go, there's going to be pluses and minuses. The grass is not always greener, but sometimes it is.
Speaking of that, I mean, obviously you like working for the county. Do you see yourself transitioning into any other areas after you're a beat cop for however long? You could do that your entire career, right? You could be a beat cop. do you see yourself going on to try and do like detective work or work in a division or anything like that?
I thought about it. There's nothing that's been super like that I've been super gung ho about. I think everyone loves a stolen car, so that we have a unit that deals like strictly with stolen vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so obviously it sucks for the people who get their car stolen, but it gives us something to chase.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit fun
Yeah.
when we find them, and if they run, they're occupied. But I think that could be something. But honestly, I think I really enjoyed just the patrolling. Maybe one day I'll try and move up to sergeant and just become a sergeant of a patrol unit. I think they've got a kind of a cool, they're out there on the street, but they're still, they're in charge of people, and if they're a good supervisor, they want to take care of their people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've experienced with my supervisors is they want to take care of us. They want to help us wherever they can,
Sure. Yeah.
push us, encourage us. I think that'd be a pretty cool gig. Um, but
Cool.
yeah,
All right. Well, we'll end with this. Um, I don't know. I don't know how much you can disclose or what it looks like, but give me your craziest story to date. Can you share anything? Or the coolest thing you've done?
yeah, I'll share something if I'm not allowed to. Uh,
You'll tell me
I get
later
a,
before I post this.
I get a slap on the wrist. Well, you can edit it out.
Yeah, I could.
So it was back when I was first on day shift.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One of the guys I work with found a stolen car. It blew a stop sign. He lit it up, got into a pursuit with it, chasing it around. It crashes into a pole. Dude bails out of the car, bolts across some yards. They give out his description. We got units coming to them, code 3, so we can set up a perimeter. Code 3 is licensed sirens. As I am going there, code 3, I look over. I see a guy at the far end of this parking lot matching the description given. So I slam on my brakes. I turn the wheel super hard, slide into the parking lot, gun it all the way to the back of the parking lot, slam on my brakes, tires squealing, throw it in park, jump out, start giving this guy commands to get on the ground and all this stuff. I'm telling everybody where I'm at, and
Mm-hmm.
so I get this guy on the ground, and then a couple of other cops show up, put him in handcuffs, and we book him. So it was pretty exciting.
That's that. Yeah, I mean, hey, you had me on the
Still
edge
to
of my
this day,
seat.
probably one of my favorite calls.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, yeah, they're not all like that, right? Not every day is
No,
like that.
no, not even close.
But
We get a lot of very boring calls that you would never in your imagination think to call the police for.
mhm.
But we get a lot of
Like my eggs are undercooked. Yeah.
yeah. Like there's a guy in a Verizon vest going door to door trying to sell things, and we think it's suspicious. It's not suspicious. It's just a Verizon salesman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Well, I'll let you go. Get some rest so you can do what you do tomorrow.
Well, thanks for having me on your first ever show.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
appreciate it. Thanks for helping me
these
kick it off.
these
I hope it takes off. People like it. I hope people like it. I mean, this is kind of where the end of the podcast where you either do a pre-recorded little video where you say like and subscribe for more awesome content. Give us a 5-star review, please.
well, so I'm not a big podcast listen to
Okay, you
but
aren't, but a lot of people are. I love
but
podcasts.
Hannah is a big Hannah's my wife.
Yeah,
You would know that, but everybody else doesn't.
for sure.
She is a big podcast listen to and some of the podcasts, they are doing podcasts for 2, 3 years
Mhm.
before or more before they start, blowing up and getting big, and uh, so
Just gotta
it's
stick with
a
it.
gotta
Hey, I
stick
mean,
with it. It's a grind.
yeah. Hey, for me, this is just fun. I mean, it's just fun to talk to people. It's fun to learn about what they do every day. It just gives me insight to what you do every day. I mean, it's cool. It's cool stuff. So
Yeah. Well,
keep
I'm
it going.
wishing the best for you in this endeavor. I can't
Yeah,
say that I have the gall to do it, but we have very different personalities. So
we do.
I'm glad
We
you're
do.
trying something new.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, buddy. Have a good night.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to the Ignite Clarity Career Podcast. If you have a moment, please follow, rate, and share with your friends and family. Special thanks goes out to my guest this week, and I really hope you enjoyed our conversation. Ignite Clarity Career Podcast is a presentation of Ignite Clarity Career Coaching, and it's produced by me, Tyler Glick. Till next time.